trying to defend Jason Garrett, I think that's hilarious. You got a Super Bowl team on paper, but in real life, you couldn't win the worst division in football. Thank you very much. You now have Mike McCarthy, who will take you to the playoffs. Thank you very much. Matt Rule goes to the Carolina Panthers. They will now go from 5-11 to 6-10. Joe Judge for the New York Giants is important. They say the guy pulls no punches. Give him a chance. Some of you are saying, why didn't you get Jason Garrett? Let me tell you what happens if you get Jason Garrett. You set the house on fire with Pat Shurmur. You bring in Jason Garrett, you watch it burn to ashes. The Cleveland Browns, nobody wants that job. And whoever goes there, good luck trying to fix that. Let's talk about all of the NFL coaching and what we have seen from it. Coaching in pro football is extremely important. Not only that, but it is one of the most important things that you can have to give yourself a valuable football team. You can have a very good team, but if you don't have a coach with direction, you ain't going anywhere. That was part of the Cleveland Browns' problem this year, as Freddie Kitchens was, or what we know him as, a terrible coach. Not only that, Freddie Kitchens was a bad coach, and the Cleveland Browns team didn't have the chemistry this year that would have made them a good team. Now, next year, I do expect improvement from the Cleveland Browns, but I think that's also going to come under a new coach. As we know, Freddie Kitchens got fired. That is the first coaching change that I did want to make mention of on this little NFL coaching fiasco here. I do want to remind people to subscribe to the YouTube channel. A lot of you watch it, but a lot of you aren't subscribed. By subscribing, it promotes it more, and it gets me out to the audience, and it gets people that see it more likely to watch the YouTube channel as opposed to just being bystanders and clicking views, because I look at my YouTube analytics and I can know who's watching my YouTube channel. Not specifically which accounts, but who's watching it. On to what I was saying. Yes, Freddie Kitchens is fired, and that Cleveland Browns job is wide open. And whoever's going there, good luck, because it's going to be a very tough team and a very tough group of boys, or men, I should say, to deal with. The Carolina Panthers have made the decision to hire Matt Rule as their coach. Now, he was an offensive coordinator for the Giants in 2012, I believe. But that was the only coaching in the NFL that he had experience with, and he was the coach, obviously, in college. Now, a lot of people are kind of wondering why they chose to bring him in, Matt Rule, for the Carolina Panthers. You know, I don't really understand it too much, especially when they say they don't want to have a college coach, because if you're going from someone like Ron Rivera to someone like this, they're clearly not going to be as good as Ron Rivera. Ron Rivera just didn't fit the system in Carolina. We know he's a phenomenal coach. So I don't really look for the Carolina Panthers to make too much progress next year. They're 5-11, maybe 7-9 at best. That's something I wanted to make mention of. Mike McCarthy going to the Cowboys is a huge, huge deal, because it now gives the Cowboys a veteran coach. And I know that Jason Garrett is considered a veteran based on his tenure, but not much else. Mike McCarthy is a winning coach. I believe he's 125-77 career as an NFL head coach. And one of the reasons why he left Green Bay is because there was rumors about him not getting along with Aaron Rodgers and just the whole thing. It was never a matter of talent. Again, the Packers kind of fell into that stalemate of being, 6-10, 8-8, kind of just not being able to get out of that rut. And then they got him out of there. Now, Mike McCarthy will be able to deal with a very talented Cowboys team who is desperately looking for playoff success and a potential Super Bowl. So the most important thing for the Dallas Cowboys is that Mike McCarthy fits into this right. And I think that Mike McCarthy is the right man for the job, and the Dallas Cowboys will make the playoffs next year in some way, shape, or form. Joe Judge. A lot of you on here are New York Giants fans, so I figured it'd be right to mention that. Now, the Giants went from Ben McAdoo, who was one of the worst coaches of all time, to Pat Shurmur, who was a little bit better, but still bad, and now to Joe Judge. If you don't know Joe Judge, he was a special teams coordinator, if I'm correct, for the New England Patriots, and a wide receivers coach as well. And it's been known that special teams coordinators generally tend to communicate very well with players. And I think that this is a good move, because I also read that Joe Judge is a coach that pulls no punches, and that is something the New York Giants desperately need. They need someone to come in there that's not going to shake your hand, that's not going to be a jerk, but not going to shake your hand and really stick it to them, because this New York Giants team needs exactly that. They don't need a friend. They need someone to put a foot up their ass and tell them, let's get this going. So I think that that's the right guy for the job. Again, I think Mike McCarthy would have been really good But Jason Garrett would have been atrocious. God forbid the New York Giants hired him. Like I said in the intro, fire to ashes. That's just what it would become if they made that decision to elect him to be their head coach as well. And another coaching I want to mention is Ron Rivera. Now, on paper, the Redskins were 3-13, but you saw towards the end of the season they were starting to develop a little bit more. Ron Rivera is the perfect guy to go to the Washington Redskins, because now the Redskins are not winning a Super Bowl, but they will be a much better team next year, and they could work on developing the players that they have and whoever it is that they get from the draft. I think Ron Rivera is a fantastic fit for the Washington Redskins, and I think that they're very grateful to have him, and he will do wonders for the Washington Redskins over time, of course. Like I said, the Cleveland Browns job is still open. Good luck for whoever's trying to fix that. As far as I know, I haven't read up to it, but I believe that the Jaguars still have Doug Marone as their head coach. I'm not quite sure why, but that's kind of where we are. I think I made an adjustment on, or I noted all of the coaching positions. Josh McDaniels is also potentially interested in a job. He was one of the rumored names. I don't know exactly where Josh McDaniels could end up if he chooses to leave his current situation. This is just a brief summary for you guys. It's just the NFL coaching fiasco. Kind of my idea, my opinions, and basically what I think. This was a really quick video. Not too much detail in this one. Tomorrow, we're going to try to be rolling out with the NFL divisional round preview and predictions. I got a fun intro plan for that. Please stick around and also hit the subscribe button. Thank you very much.